Maclunky.
Welcome to the Swiss Round 2 match of the Kissimmee, Florida Planetary Qualifier, hosted at the Coliseum of Comics and brought to you by Maclunky Gaming. Today, we have Maclunky Gaming Titanic battling against Ottomatic. Joining us with expert commentary are Tower number 9 and Endless. Enjoy the match.
Yeah, we're gonna see Titan1k or Titanic or however you want to say it.
I think it's Titanic, yeah.
Titanic is one of the people who has been doing a lot to bring you guys these streams from the Maclunky Gaming team, and we will be seeing him play probably a different Sabine, Cunning Sabine, and we will see if he can have the same success that Frank did in our first round. And big shout out to him and to Claire, who is in the chat as Clarosaurus or something like that, for setting up these streams. They've been doing great there, and yeah, really happy to be able to bring you guys these broadcasts.
Yeah, we always want to shout out the internet, or not the internet, the technical team.
Absolutely.
Behind these streams, it's a lot of work. A lot of people don't understand. A lot of people don't understand that the technical side of things is a lot of work and some financial investment.
Yeah,
And,
you know, having the equipment, having the camera set up in a situation where you don't get like insane glare, having there are a lot of things that go into it, and I think it can be easy to overlook that when you're a viewer, but it can really make a difference. The difference between like a high quality broadcast, especially one that has somebody on site monitoring things and clearing up issues like we have with Claire, and something where someone just like balanced their phone on top of some stuff and is shooting at a weird angle or whatever. It's a big difference.
It's a massive difference, yeah. And having the top down photography, really nice, or top down filming. I mean,
all
Titanic's really
right,
cool.
so
Sabine showcase.
the players are shuffling up now, and it's going to be Titanic on the left there with the tattoo sleeve, playing Cunning Sabine, and Ottomatic on the right with Bossk Blue 30 HP.
Yeah, so Bossk Blue, kind of that red-blue villain control archetype, likes to use units like the Client, potentially
A lot of healing in
Dengar.
Bossk too, and potentially some card draw as well. He can use some bounties. So top target is a bounty that can provide a big heal. And Death Mark, I believe, draws 2 cards, and Bossk
Correct.
can double those bounty effects when he is deployed as a leader unit, which can potentially be a massive swing.
Yeah, Bossk leader is rather good with the bounty mechanic. Possibly the best set 2 leader. Possibly the best it proved to be.
Yeah, I think he's, I might rank Ray or Young Han above Bossk, but I think Bossk is no joke.
Yeah.
Looks like Titan's going to play Sabine Wren, Explosives Artist. Otto takes the initiative, and Titan uses a ping from Leader Sabine for 1 damage on each base. Power of the Dark Side comes out to clear the Sabine unit there.
Absolutely classic.
Yep. Kind of standard.
Red
That's
3.
some standard blue-red villain control gameplay. We often would see people even passing on or taking the initiative early on purpose and not playing any starting unit even if they could, so that they can use that power of the dark side to clear a unit, and because they didn't play a card on turn 1, it potentially allows them to play Lieutenant Childson with a bigger buff. Though looking at Otto's hand here, it does seem like he has a fair number of red cards, so even though he has a Childson, it looks like he's going to resource it, since he wouldn't be able to have the blue cards he needs to give that some bonus stats. He would be able to give some experience, but not so much.
Death
Death
marking
Mark.
on the... Yeah.
So that is a bounty where it will allow a card draw. Oh, but Titan immediately clears it with a disabling Fang Fighter.
Ooh, that's very nice for Titanic. Getting rid of that Death
Yeah.
Mark bounty, preventing the card draw that Bossk would love to have to get more options in hand.
He didn't even take a single point of ping damage from Bossk's leader ability. That Fang Fighter was just what he needed in that scenario.
Definitely.
Ooh, that's interesting. Otto uses Bossk's ability to no effect as a stall tactic, allowing him to then force choke Sabine when she deploys. Did Titan remember to draw a card? He should be drawing a card from that forced choke, and I'm not sure we saw it.
There it is. Oh
No,
no, no, he forgot to draw a card.
I think that may have been missed. Unfortunate situation there.
Yeah, he should have one
Um,
more card in hand. That's unfortunate, yeah.
unless he did and I just missed it, which is possible. But
Yeah, it's possible he drew it quickly, but I'm not sure. I just saw him put his leader back. Still able to build a board here. Fleet Lieutenant red 3 for 6. Or sorry,
yeah,
5, excuse me.
5 damage, 5 damage.
Yeah,
And
5 damage.
the disabling Fang Fighter poised to add another 3.
Yeah, chat confirming he did not draw a card for Force Choke.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah. That's interesting. When you're facing a wide board as Bossk, like what's your tactic here? Just delay until Super Laser? Like
I'm not sure. I think what you would probably be trying to do is get some of your heals to go off during the... Yeah, so here he puts a top target on red 3. I think what he may try to do is get Bossk onto the field as the leader unit and then clear that red 3. I think we saw an open fire in his hand earlier, so if he uses that, he can kill red 3, double the healing bounty, and actually heal 12. And that's a massive swing and could easily take him into a safer position, even with his opponent still having some units on the board. That a swing of 12 heal would put him into a much safer spot on base HP. And he could potentially then use Bossk Leader to clear out the Fleet Lieutenant on the ground, which would leave Titan just with the Fang Fighter. Though it looks like Titan's playing some more stuff. It's an L337 being played here. So L3 is a very good card. She is a 2-cost 2/2, and when played, you can either give her a shield token or rescue a captured unit. The rescue part is almost never used because the capture mechanic hasn't seen a lot of competitive play. But just being a 2/2 shielded that's heroism, it's like she's basically a crafty smuggler with upside if you're in a deck that has For a Cause I Believe in, and she can
oh
be
wow.
smuggled in for 4.
So
So
I just noticed something really quickly here.
what's that?
It looks like Otto has an open fire in his hand, so he could potentially double heal here.
Yeah, I think I saw that earlier, and I think it's pretty likely we're going to see that open fire on the red 3, allowing a doubled heal of 12. Now, what was he indicating that the Fang Fighter should have done 1 more damage thanks to red 3? That's actually not right. The
Yeah,
Fang
that's not
Fighter
correct.
is not a heroism unit, so it is not buffed by red 3.
Yeah.
Um, Someone in chat said it's on the Bossk player for not reminding him of the force choke. Yeah, I think it could easily be a mistake on both players' parts, but you absolutely should remind your opponent to draw a card. And there's the open fire that we were discussing.
Yeah, heals for 12. Wow, because of the double.
That's pretty huge. And
Yeah.
Bossk now in position to clear the Fleet Lieutenant as well. Chris says, yeah, doesn't your opponent have to remind you of their effects? I believe so, but if both players forget, that's sort of just a thing that can happen. But I believe you are supposed to remind your opponent of that sort of thing, and I think there can actually even be a penalty to both players in some cases for like failure to maintain the correct board state. I don't remember the exact wording on that, but it looks like we're moving to the next turn here. So Titan isn't like dead, or Titanic isn't like dead in the water here. He
Yeah.
does still have some units. And he has 4 damage on his opponent's base. L3 has a shield up, but having that doubled heal from top target on a unique unit, allowing for 12 heal in 1 turn, really, really quite a setback as a Sabine player.
Snapshot into
Ooh,
Bossk for an
snapshot
L3.
reflexes on L3, taking out Bossk and just losing the shield. No more doubled bounties this game.
Love that. That was a good play. And
Make
makes
an
an opening.
opening, clears the Fang Fighter and heals 2. I think Titanic has got to get some more units on the board. There's K2. That's a good unit to bring out. And it's the
Client.
client for Automatic. The client can potentially be a big obstacle if he manages to get those heal 5s. But the question is, how reliably is he going to be able to do that?
Right. He needs, again, it's like dependent on removal.
I would not be feeling very positive if I am Titanic in this situation. And Claire in the chat says a few PQs ago, he was on stream against another Bossk Blue opponent who healed 24. That is a
Ugh.
crazy amount of healing. But I personally think Bossk Blue has probably the most healing of any deck right now. Probably more so than Iden even. And Iden was known for the large amount of healing she would get in the course of a game. But the
Right.
ability to double those healing bounties from top target and the client is pretty huge. Oh, a bamboozle on the client. So the client loses his shield and gets exhausted by this bamboozle. So that
Love
healing
that play.
bounty is not going to be used this turn. That's spicy.
I love that play. That's really fun to see Bamboozle being used like that. L3, a 3/3 right now, K2. Make an opening on K2 to reduce the damage from K2.
Does also get a full heal.
Yeah, so now Bossk back up to 30 HP.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see as Titanic when you're here on what turn is this? Is this is like the 7 resource turn and
Yeah,
there's
this is the
0
7
damage?
resource turn, yeah.
Now,
And
to be
so, like,
fair, he has
go ahead.
5 damage on the board here plus whatever else he's going to play, but you really want to have done more damage by this point in the game.
I mean, 2 to base, and then, like, what's coming next? Like, Avenger?
Another make an
Make an
opening to kill
opening.
K2. That's crazy.
I would, oh man, does he even have a card in hand right now? No, it doesn't look like he has a hand, so
That was the last card that he had in hand, so I guess it's
yeah.
just 3 damage to the base from K2's when defeated. Another
Right.
3 damage from L3.
He's in top deck mode now.
Titan plays another K2 though, and then fires off Sabine's ability. He's hanging in there. It's not over, but we're starting to reach the point in the game where we might see some of the kind of big the big win conditiony sorts of cards from
Right.
Otto. So if he
So
can get
auto right here has a client bounty and an open fire also.
bounty onto K2, seems like a great opportunity for Titanic to swing with K2 before that bounty gets resolved. This is kind of the downside of the client, is the timing is a little unfortunate. Whoa. That is a surprising play. He swings
Yeah.
K2 into the client, trying to clear that out. Open fire on L3.
Huh.
That is not how I expected that to go.
Me either.
I thought K2 would just be going for the base, and then the open fire would be used to kill K2 and get the heal. But things took a very different turn here. I wonder if Otto has another card that's going to allow him to score that bounty from the client.
Smuggles
I
an
think,
L3 into play.
yeah, Titanic has another L3. Otto pings K2 with Bossk's leader ability here because the client bounty is still present. A
Daring raid.
daring raid defeats the client. Okay, I think I think Titanic is figuring if Otto keeps being able to heal 5 from the client, I'm not going to be able to win this game. I need to push that damage through, not to the base, but to remove my opponent's source of repeat heal here, and hopefully then gain an advantage as things go on. How much has Otto healed this game? It's been 12 from, oh man, another top target on K2. And now K2 is poised to be removed by Bossk's leader ability. Swings in for 4 before that happens, but now Bossk's leader ability kills K2, and we're going to see a heal of 6. But again,
Yeah.
that healing, because of the weird timing on some of these effects, while he does get a bunch of healing, he does also allow the opponent a chance to attack, and that is a bit of a weakness of some of the like multi-action healing plays with the client or top target. If you
Right. There's
just play a repair, you get that healing immediately, and if you just kill their unit immediately and then you repair, you don't take that damage that you would have taken.
right. So that's the trick with client, right? Is that there's no action compression. It's all chances for your opponent to interact with you and disrupt your process and like
Yeah,
cause more damage to you than you might otherwise be healing. Because like you say, I could just repair this and have a net positive HP without the
Titan
extra actions.
Titanic plays a Green Squadron A-Wing and a Valiant assault ship here.
Valiant Assault Ship making an appearance. Not a card I anticipated.
It's a solid card. I had been testing it in Sabine earlier. It's quite solid. Now, I do think Automatic may be hoping to fire off a super laser blast. I think there is
Yeah,
one in hand, and
I'm
he
seeing
would
that.
be able to wipe this board. Otherwise, he's going to take a bunch of damage. But the downside with super laser blast is it's so expensive. If
Yeah,
you
8
think about
cost.
like board sweep effects in like Magic the Gathering and stuff, they do not cost 8 typically. Like I think Wrath is like a 4 mana effect.
Really?
So yeah, this gives Titanic an opportunity to rebuild his board, and that's just what he does. So
Yeah, he
even though the board got wiped, K2SO and an Alliance X-Wing immediately hit the field afterwards, and once again, Automatic has a pretty undesirable board state. But Automatic's buying time. Eventually, he may hit Supreme Leader, Snoke, Crate Dragon, Avenger, his other like big closer cards, which would enable him to then sort of take control of the game.
here's Pershing coming out, getting that extra card draw. Fishing for those. He will be fishing for those late game cards, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
Looking for Avenger specifically, probably.
If I'm
Crate as
Titanic,
well.
I think I'm just pushing damage to the base at this point. I don't
Yeah,
think I have time to go for Pershing.
no, I think you just have to let him do Pershing and just keep hitting base.
K2 swings into base. That's 4 more damage. So we now have 14 damage on Automatic space. Bossk's ability used to do nothing. This is a stalling tactic because if you pass, your opponent could take the initiative.
Right.
We see Sabine ran Explosives Artist, and I believe that is a foil or organized play variant of that card.
Yeah, I love that Surge foil. It's really nice. The way that they've done that. Really good looking card.
A
Rivals
Rivals
Fall.
Fall on an Alliance X-Wing. Man,
You do what you have to, I guess.
that's like swatting a fly with a bazooka or something, man.
Yeah,
That
for
that
real.
is that is a much heavier removal card than you typically need. But now Leia Defiant Princess readying a resource. Titanic's got to be careful not to overplay his hand here, because if we do see another super laser blast, he's going to lose a lot of units.
He's just trying to find that lethal, trying to do the burst damage that's necessary to get through all this
That's a
healing.
really strong board though now, and there's
Yeah.
15 damage on Automatic's base. Um, is there lethal on board? So let's see
Let's
here.
see. 3, 3, 4, 5. So yes, I believe that is lethal on board.
Surprise Strike with K2 also buffed by the red 3. That's going to be a total of 8 damage, I believe. So I think Otto was at 15, so now should be going up to I believe 23 damage.
What a swing.
Even with all the healing.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't see that properly. It looks like he's at 22 damage. So
I mean, against this board, I mean, your answer is super laser. Like,
yeah, I mean he's got like super laser blast. So Supreme Leader Snoke would help, but wouldn't actually resolve the situation.
okay, Childson might help a little bit.
Childson with 3, showing a takedown, vigilance, and a fell the dragon. So that's going to be a 5/5 Childson. Does Titanic have another bamboozle, which is a very good counter? Because if he has a bamboozle, he can bamboozle Childson, knock all the experience off, and then kills Childson with Sabine while still dealing a damage to the base in the process.
Hmm. Yeah, Bamboozle, quite underrated, I feel.
Takedown
Yeah,
on red 3. Okay.
that's fair
Even
play.
even though red 3 had already swung, Otto doesn't want the bonus there.
He's just trying to use up
Buffing
his
those other
mana.
units.
I mean,
Sabine's
his
ability
resource.
used.
Yeah, it pings down, so you've got
Only 4 HP
26.
left from Otto.
Oh,
If,
man.
if we don't see some healing, Titanic could potentially just charge his K2 into his opponent and then fire. Oh,
Oh,
there's
he's
the
got a Falcon!
Falcon. That is
Oof.
big. Oh, I think Titanic is gonna get the comeback and win this one. It's not over
Yeah.
yet, but there's only 1 HP left.
Yeah.
He's got the game. All he has to do is attack with Sabine, Explosives Artist, and use the on attack ability to hit the base, and that's gonna be it. He doesn't have to kill Childson. The on attack wins. but it looks like he uses the on attack to kill Childson instead. So Ottomatic is gonna have another shot here.
Well, actually, wasn't all he had to do was claim initiative? Because if he claims initiative,
Yeah, I think
he
that
just
would
puts K2
also.
into Childson and does the three on death. Like,
I presume his opponent took initiative after Titanic played the Falcon, though.
oh yeah, okay, that would be likely.
But I do think he could have won the game right there if he had used Sabine Wren Explosives Artist's ability to hit the base instead of hitting Childson. But I think he's still in an extraordinarily favorable position. Can Automatic somehow heal out of this? I don't think so. He has a Vigilance in hand, but it doesn't kill either of these units. I
So
think
wait, tell me.
Titanic's going to make the comeback.
Yeah, I think he is going to make the comeback here. I don't think that the Falcon can be stopped. Like, I mean, what you need is Avenger.
Claire roasting Titanic a bit in the
Yeah,
chat, saying
that's
he's
smooth.
smooth
Okay,
braining.
Vigilance. Okay, Vigilance can't
Doesn't
remove the
kill.
Falcon. Yeah, can't remove
Doesn't
the
kill.
Falcon.
Heals 5 and mills, but or maybe he'll shield Persian. Let's be real. When you're playing against Sabine, you do not want to heal and mill. You want to heal and kill. That is absolutely not going to be a
So
super
he
decisive play here, I think.
milled 6 cards. He milled a Bamboozle.
I mean, yeah, he milled a
Yeah,
Bamboozle, he milled a Falcon, but it doesn't really matter. Titanic has
yeah,
lethal on board.
yeah, exactly.
Falcon swings in, that's another 3 damage, and now we're at the point where even if Automatic removes that K2 somehow, there's going to be another 3 damage from the ability.
Yeah.
Oh,
Childson.
here's something interesting. Childson showing only 1 card. That is enough to maybe prevent him from dying here if Titanic doesn't have other stuff. But there's a ringleader buffing K2. K2 now is 6/6 and can do the 3 necessary damage through Overwhelm to win this game.
Yeah, I'm over here. I'm like, just swing.
He uses Pershing and damages Childson for. Does he not realize? Yeah. So this is just lethal.
Yeah,
Titan
at
will
least.
win with the Overwhelm damage right
Yeah.
here.
Claire's saying I'm screaming on the inside. Yes.
This is game, right? Did they?
Yeah, this is game. I don't think
Okay,
we're
yeah.
seeing anything incorrect.
That is game. Titanic with a big comeback after Automatic got some massive healing. How much did Automatic heal that game?
I think he healed like 20 something at least.
Yeah. So he had he had a doubled top target on a unique unit, so that's 12. Then he
Yeah.
had another, I think he had 5 from the client, so that's 17.
Two making openings.
Yep. So that's up to 21. Then he
And then
had
a
another
vigilance.
top target on. No, he had another top target on a unique also. So that's 27. And then the vigilance. So I believe he healed 32 and still lost the game. That is crazy.
Yeah. Wow.
Automatic had a giant pile of healing, but maybe, I think Titanic's decision to deal with the client may well have ended up being a good choice, because he was able to keep pushing that damage through. Automatic did reset the board with his super laser blast, but Titanic was able to just refill the board and keep going.
Claire continuing to roast her partner says, I love him with my heart, but his brain, very smooth.
He's my whole heart, but his brain's smooth sometimes. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that's fair.
Titanic did get the win,
It's
and
true.
we'll see what happens in round 2. Yeah, and he could have gotten it a bit earlier with that Sabine, I believe, but we also saw I don't know. We also saw some stuff that I think was unfavorable for him. I believe both players potentially missing the card draw on that forced choke, which should have given Titanic another card, and he was still able to come back and get the win. Good job to Titanic pushing through a colossal amount of healing from Automatic's Bossk Blue deck.
Yeah. The fact that you had to do like 62 damage to your opponent. It's just staggering.
Yeah, but he got the job done, and
Yeah.
let's see if he can pull off another win to seal this match here in round 2 at Coliseum of Comics.
Oh yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready for this next game. This is exciting.
Drewu says, "Great job by him to play through that healing. Love to see it. Questionable at the end, but he's just having fun with it." Yeah, someone had suggested in chat earlier that he was playing with his food, just
Oh yeah.
maybe drawing things out a bit. I personally think I'm not a huge fan of that. I think it's more likely that he didn't see the opportunity than that he was, drawing the game out as a tactic. But, we'll have to see. By the way, much longer than most Sabine games. That was like a 30-minute game or 25-minute game, something like that.
Yeah,
And a
25
lot of
minute game.
Sabine games are like 5-minute games. So, Titanic powered through a much longer bout than you'd normally have when
Well, you see,
playing Sabine
well, you
Ren.
see, this is what we were talking about a little bit earlier in the break. Was like, Kylo can fall apart to healing like that, but Sabine
Oh,
has that staying power.
I think Kylo would be done. Like,
Yeah, he would be roasted toasted. There's nothing.
but Sabine can come back. Sabine has those K2 is a reach card. We didn't see for a cause, but that's a reach card. And then the Falcon here with these cunning Sabine builds is really good. You can potentially bring out Cassian from Smuggle. K2 was getting some value here. I like K2. It's really funny. K2 is such a good card that even though the capture mechanics sees almost no competitive play, and she's designed to counter capture,
You
she's
mean
still
L3?
good anyway. Yeah, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
not yeah, not K2,
I
L3,
mean
L3.
K2 is really good too. No
Yeah,
question.
K2 is
Like,
sick too, but K2 is
he's
just good in like a normal way.
yeah, he's
L3
he's
is
just a good
like
card.
L3 is the more interesting, like, man, this is a counter to something that isn't played, but the default ability when you aren't hitting the counter is good enough that it's still worth it. Otto bringing out Dr. Pershing. And Titanic plays out a Green Squadron A-Wing and then fires off the Sabine ping, 1 damage to each base. I should have kept track of how much damage Titanic did with that Sabine ping, because I think it was quite a bit. And speaking of reach, that ability allows you quite a lot of it over the course of a long game. I'm not sure Ottomatic attacked Titanic's base once, so I guess I could just go back and look at how much damage was on Titanic's base, and that's probably the number of Sabine pings that were used.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there
First
were
into,
any. There was no
first into
swinging
the
at all.
card draw. Wing leader buffing that A-Wing client deployed for Automatic, or played rather.
Mhm.
And the A-Wing swings in for 5. Automatic's got to hope that he has a takedown or something, maybe a takedown or an entrenched or something that's going to allow him to stop that A-Wing, because a wing leader A-Wing is no joke.
Yeah, you can get burned away by a wing leader A-wing very quickly. It adds
I
up
do
very fast, and like a surprise strike also on top and everything like that.
I do think we saw I think there was a forced choke in hand, which might be a good answer to Sabine once she deploys. And I believe there's a Supreme Leader Snoke for Automatic as well, which might be kind of his plan as an endgame closer.
Bounty's the
Uh,
wing leader.
Bounty's the
That's
wing
good.
leader. Yeah,
That's good because he
Titanic
can
should
boss
probably
ping.
swing with the wing leader here. Yeah, Bossk Ping just kills the wing leader, so if he doesn't do something that swings, maybe he's going to play a fleet lieutenant. He could also buff his wing leader. If he has another wing leader, buffing the bountied wing leader might be a spicy play. But it's going to be a fleet lieutenant, so the wing leader swings in for 5. That I think, or no, for 4. Yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right. And then
Pershing draws
Pershing
again.
draws a card. I think we saw a vigilance there. That's a good card to have. Another 5 damage to base from the buffed A-Wing. Bossk's ability can now be used to kill that wing leader and heal 5 thanks to the client. And I think that's what we're going to see here.
Yep,
Yeah, there goes the wing leader.
5
5
HP.
healing. Sabine's ability puts another damage on the base. Automatic has a Child Sin out. Shows client make an opening, Snoke, and Vigilance. That is a solid hand. And I think he has a forced choke in hand that he's not showing here. So now Sabine could flip here, but she's not going to get much of a result into that.
You've got a 6/6 Childson and a client behind it.
What Titanic would really like to see here is a free bamboozle, discard a yellow card, knock all the experience off Childson, and then defeat him with Sabine. But I don't know if he has that. Looks like he may Yeah, I think he's gonna pass here.
Yeah.
Now,
just about.
Titanic is in serious trouble at this point. He has that powerful A-wing, but he's stalling out on the ground arena. And this turn, we could see Automatic use the client to put that bounty on and then double it with a Bossk deploy for a heal 10. And that would be a giant problem for Titanic, I feel.
And with this current board state, absolutely. There's the
Or
choke
choke to kill Sabine.
without the bounty. Okay.
Yeah, no bounty there, just clearing Sabine.
Boss deploys on 5?
Bossk deploys on 5.
Yeah, okay. I feel like that's a lot of steps, but it was kind of a missed opportunity. I guess he just wanted Sabine out of there as quick as he could.
I think this is a little odd because a Power of the Dark Side now would clear that A-Wing, but it looks like Automatic doesn't have it. Pershing draw instead. If I'm Titanic, I really want to swing with that A-Wing. 5 damage to base. Now, maybe Titanic saw the vigilance that his opponent had and decided, I'm going to get this fleet lieutenant killed so that my opponent can't use vigilance to kill it and heal 5.
Mm.
If
Yeah,
he
maybe that
draws
was
a
his
bamboozle and uses that on Childson, it will also kill Childson at this point. A
death
death
mark.
mark, potentially allowing for a doubled card draw bounty. But I don't know that Automatic has an actual way to kill this A-Wing here.
Like you said, he would need power of the dark side. And even then, he's got
Yeah, there's an
a
X-Wing
3.
now
Oh,
to kind
X-Wing,
of
okay.
bringing for it. And there's still 3 resources up for Titanic. Automatic he can ping for 1. I don't know that we're going to see a doubled bounty this turn from Automatic. He only has 1 resource remaining, and Titanic's units are all out in space. Oh,
And another Fang fighter.
Fang Fighter
Removing
knocks
those
that death
bounties.
mark right off. That is a solid play there from Titanic, and Titanic now has a sizable space arena. Automatic may have control of the ground, but he needs to figure out something for space. He can potentially get a doubled client bounty next turn pretty easily, right? All he has to do is bounty the Fang Fighter or the X-Wing and then fire off that Vigilance. He could be healing 15 next turn. That's massive. Swinging
Swings
for the base
Childson.
there.
Swings Childson for 6.
Client.
And initiative.
Now, Otto does have considerable damage he can do just swinging his units in. He can deploy Bossk this turn and swing for another 4, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go. So this time we're seeing much more of a race dynamic, and I do think it's a race that Otto is potentially poised to win if he can indeed get a doubled client bounty going. Oh, is that a bamboozle from Titanic though?
Oh my goodness.
So if you have bamboozle here, do you use it to kill Childson or do you use it to suppress client?
I think you killed Childson.
I'm not entirely well. So if they just race, what happens? So Childson swinging for 6 and Bossk for 4, so that would be 10 damage. It would leave him at 25. I mean, yeah, that's pretty bad. But then, how much damage can Titanic do? Titanic can also do 10 damage here. What a weird scenario.
Yeah, it's kind of a fork in the road.
Yeah. So the thing is, though, Automatic has that vigilance in hand. And if he gets doubled client bounty plus vigilance, that's 15 heal, right? So that's really bad for Titan. I don't know. It's interesting. He could use a bamboozle on the client. He could use it on Childson. He could just start attacking and see what happens. No, it's going to be bamboozle on the client. So client exhausted and losing the shield. We're not going to see that doubled healing bounty this turn.
Nice choice there from Titanic.
Let's see what he does now. I think it's got to be vigilance, right? You got to go for unless he has a top target in hand. But I'm pretty sure you vigilance to kill the Fang Fighter and heal 5. And then I think you're actually winning the race on the ground with the Childson and Bossk, but I could be wrong.
No, I think you got it. I mean, yeah, vigilance would be key here to kill the Fang. Like you say, like it's 3 damage coming in.
Yeah, and then the heal 5, and then but Titanic still does have 3 resources up and might have some stuff that can push some more damage on his own side. So I think Automatic in theory wants to play Supreme Leader Snoke, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. It's going to be, oh, wow, interesting. Make an opening on the A-Wing. I don't understand that. So he brings the A-Wing down. Maybe he's going to play another make an opening to kill it. I'm just surprised that you wouldn't immediately use it to clear that Fang Fighter. A-Wing swings, but only
Yep.
does, yeah, it's a double make an opening. So maybe he's doing that because this way he can clear the most threatening unit.
Yeah, that makes
Did he
sense.
heal? I think he healed too much on that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, and he sees it and corrects it. Okay.
Good. It's just 2.
So now there's 5 more damage in space from Titanic, plus whatever he can do with his 3 resources. But there's 10 damage on the ground from Automatic. McFrago asks, missed the red 3 raid again. There isn't a red 3 on the board. This is a normal Alliance X-Wing.
Yeah, I may have called out red 3 by mistake.
I think you maybe did earlier on, but yeah, it's a disabling Fang Fighter and an Alliance X-Wing for Titan. I think what Titanic really wants here is I think what he really wants here is, I mean, another bamboozle to kill Childson would be pretty sweet here, honestly. But let's see. He needs to do 14 more damage, and he has 5 of it here. Well, he's going to start swinging, so that's going to be 3 more from the Fang Fighter. 11 left. Automatic is tapped out, but he's done a lot of damage with that Childson. I think Automatic is actually going to win this race.
Yeah, Childson just continuing to swing for 6. That's a big problem for Titanic.
Yeah, and Bossk for another 4. I don't know if Titanic has a great out here.
Yeah, I'm
I mean,
personally not seeing it.
even if he has like a fleet, like let's say he has a fleet lieutenant here, that'd be another 4 damage. It would put things up to 23, but then that still wouldn't be in surprise strike range. And if Bossk swings, then Childson's lethal on the next attack, I believe. It's going to be a heroic resolve. So now that X-Wing is a 3/4 and can potentially use the heroic resolve to swing for 6. But I don't think it's enough because Automatic wins on the next action at this point. All he has to do is swing with Childson, and that's game over. Unless Titanic can either stop Childson or win this turn, I think Automatic is going to win this race, thanks to the 6/6 Childson and the healing that he was getting there.
Yeah, so he was kind of at a like a fork in chest, right, with the bamboozle. Like I could bamboozle the Childson, I stopped taking so much damage, but then I still have a client available to double heal.
Right, and then the double heal puts Otto pretty far out of range. And and he goes for the buffed damage from the heroic resolve, landing a swing for 6. Only 5 HP remaining for Otto, but all he has to do is take initiative and swing with the client. So yeah, we are going to 1-1, and let's see who manages to get the win here in game 3 of this match. And they're only going to have about 16 minutes in which to do it.
Yeah, and you got one player playing basically hard control,
Yeah.
which is Automatic.
Interesting to see the hard control deck ultimately winning a ground versus space race, though. That's not how these always go.
Yeah, sometimes Childson just becomes a major threat on his own, and if you clear the ground lane and he just continues to swing,
Yeah.
you don't need like all the healing potential of the deck to win. You just need enough to survive long enough for your Childson to clear.
Yeah, it's interesting. Childson isn't exactly a win condition card, but repeated swings for 6 are no joke.
Yeah, like you have to respect it. Like,
Especially with Bossk on the board throwing another 4 as well.
right.
All
Tight
right,
series
game
so far.
3. Yeah, these have been very interesting games. The first one, it really looked like Automatic had stabilized, but Titanic was able to push through a huge amount of healing and get the win. And the second one, it looked like Titanic's space lane was pretty unrestricted, but Automatic was able to win that race with Childson and Bossk.
A double make an opening, taking out the A-wing, and then Childson not getting hit by Bamboozle may have been the turning points there. It's hard to say, just because of the we can't know exactly how the chain of events would have worked out.
I
Yeah, I
wonder if
mean,
things would have gone differently if Titanic had foreseen the second make an opening and played out the heroic resolve on his A-wing to take it out of range.
oh, interesting point.
Because he then could have done a huge heroic resolve swing with the A-wing at the start of the next turn, potentially.
Right, and that would have been
That might,
lethal.
yeah, that might have been what he needed. I'm not sure. I don't know if he had the actions, though. His opponent could still potentially outrace there.
Those kinds of lines are hard to see when you're like 40 minutes into a set.
Yeah, and the second make an opening could then have been played on the Fang Fighter, so I'm not sure. It's interesting to think about, though. Okay, so Titanic leads off with Sabine Explosives Artist. Otto brings out Pershing. Titanic swings to... Oh, that's a mistake. That should be through... What?
Yeah, how
Yeah,
does that?
it should be 3 damage on the base from Sabine there. That is a mistake.
Right, that's a mistake. Yeah,
Unless I guess Titanic could have missed his on attack trigger, but no, that should be 3. And then we see a red 3 on the field as well. Shot down by open fire. I think if you're Titanic, you probably take initiative here rather than using Sabine's ability so that you get a chance to swing with Sabine guaranteed before the opponent potentially plays a Power of the Dark Side or something.
looks like he did take that initiative.
Yep. Not sure what exactly happened with the missed damage there. That is a bit unfortunate because Sabine ran Explosives Artist does hit for 3 total with her on attack ability hitting the opponent's base. But we did not see that there. It looks like Automatic does have a Childson in hand, which was instrumental to his victory last time. Oh, and it looks like they
Oh, they
have
pointed
now
out it's
caught
supposed to be
the
3.
they have now caught the issue there. And so we are at 3 damage on the base. Pershing and Childson are a pretty good combination because Childson can suffer if you play. So if when you play Childson, what you really want to do is show 4 blue cards and get a 6/6. But the problem is if you played a card on turn 1 and turn 2, you're not going to have 4 other blue cards in hand unless you had some card draw, and Pershing can be a source of that draw. Titanic just swings in again. There's another 3 damage. Otto fires off Dr. Pershing's draw yet again, getting another card in hand. Let's see what Titanic does next. I don't think we see is there a forced choke in hand for Otto? That's been a key part of his strategy to prevent Sabine from having too much of an impact as a leader unit, but I'm not sure if he has it this time.
Yeah, I didn't see it in his hand there, so he may not have
Titanic
it.
considering making a 2 resource play.
Oh, you
Is
know
that
what?
second
No, I
card
see
from
it.
left? I think that's a forced choke. I think
Yeah,
he has it
that's
even.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has it. Yeah.
All right, let's see what Titanic does here. So one thing you could do here is just fire off Sabine's ping. 2 resources exhausting for Titanic here. What is he gonna do? Maybe he's gonna play an A-wing or an L3 or something. Oh, spicy Spark of
Arc.
Rebellion. So let's
Love
see
that
the
card.
hand. We have a Lieutenant Childson, a Forced Choke. I'm not sure what that 3rd card is. It's some kind of removal card, I think. We then have a Make an Opening, a Entrenched, and a Vigilance. That's a pretty good hand for Otto.
That's a really good hand.
So
I
what do
mean,
you
what do
take
you?
here?
I mean, if you take Force Choke, he just plays Childson.
Yeah, I think Force Choke and Childson are the big ones. Ends up taking the Force Choke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's
he'll
a
just.
Rival's Fall. So then
Yeah,
we
that's
see
right. Let's fall.
Childson revealing all those cards they're already seen. Now, what would be really spicy for Titanic here is if he now has a Bamboozle to counter that Childson, that would be a pretty sweet spot.
Sabine
There's the
deploys.
oh Oh, he has it. There's the
Yes,
bamboozle.
bamboozle.
Knocks all the experience off of Childson. Childson is now a mere 2-2. I was wondering if Titanic was going to regret leaving that Childson in the hand, but I don't think he is. He has the counter, and now Sabine clears Childson and does a point of damage to the base with her on-attack ability. That is a big turn for Titanic.
Yeah. Just clearing that Childson out immediately with the
Now,
bamboozle.
there are actually 2 copies of Entrenched in Automatic's hand. Even if Titanic has a disabling Fang Fighter, those Entrenched could potentially be used to block his unit from block his Sabine unit from getting damage through to the base. On the other hand, if you play that Entrenched, you know, Sabine can just swing and kill Pershing and potentially cause some problems for Bossk later as well. So it's a little interesting.
Right, and even if you entrench Sabine, she's always going to ping base.
Yeah. Unless you don't have anything in the ground arena for her to attack.
Right, exactly. That would be the thing. You'd have to abandon the ground arena, basically.
I'm not sure Otto can easily do that. And it looks like he's kept at least one of the entrenches, maybe both.
Now, they need to be careful about time here. They're coming down to like 8.5 minutes.
Make an opening on Sabine, but she's still alive. However, if Automatic has a bounty, he can now bounty Sabine and kill her with Bossk's ability.
So
And Sabine
remind
can
me. Sorry,
still
go
swing
ahead.
for one.
I was going to ask, remind me what happens if they run out of time.
If they run out of time, they get to complete the current action phase and then play one more action phase. And
Okay.
if neither player wins by then, it would be a double loss, although either player could concede, I believe.
Okay.
And so they still have a bit more than 8 minutes on the clock. Sabine Explosives Artist, interestingly killing Pershing here rather than a swing to the base. Bossk deploys. The weakened Sabine swings at the base, doing no base damage thanks to make an opening, but 1 damage does get through from her on-attack ability. Is there going to be some bounty that Automatic can double here? Titanic also has not spent a single resource just yet.
No,
Looks like
just kill
Bossk is
Sabine.
just going to swing into the weakened Sabine, defeats her, and takes no damage in return thanks to that make an opening. Titanic still has all his resources. What can we see here? A smuggled Cassian would allow for 3 more damage on the base, so it's not the fastest thing you could be doing. I doubt he has a wing leader or fleet lieutenant, or he might have used it already. What might he have here? And Automatic still does have 2 resources that could go to that entrenched. Titanic thinking over the moves here. Very interesting. Four for K2SO. And entrenching K2 could be done here, but I'm not sure it would be very... He entrenches Bossk. Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. Yeah, he's going for the extra stats on his Bossk rather than using entrenched as we often see it as a control card. He's trying to get Bossk more time to fight these opponents and potentially land some doubled bounties.
Yeah, that's a
But
very interesting line.
it does also mean that Automatic is basically giving up on the racing game plan that got him the win in Game 2 because Bossk is now no longer able to attack the base. Let's see what Titanic has to offer in response. So this is turn 6, or this is the 6 resource turn rather, which does mean that Vigilance can now be played, likely removing Sabine Explosives Artist and drawing a card. If I'm Titanic, I might want to swing early with Sabine to mitigate that, but I'm not sure. Spark of Rebellion. There is a Vigilance in hand, but I don't think it's going to be in hand for much longer.
Yeah, Vigilance would be
Super
the...
late last Avenger and Takedown. I think you take the Vigilance here, because if the opponent is going to play either Takedown or Vigilance this turn, Vigilance is a more annoying card for you, because that's a kill plus heal 5. I think you
Yeah,
take Vigilance.
I agree. Vigilance is too dangerous. But I don't know if you can manifest a win
There
in
we
2
go. Yep.
turns. Yeah.
Titanic thinking the same thing. Takedown
Takedown.
on K2.
Go for the
K2's
discard.
ability lands. No. Gotta be
No?
the damage.
Okay.
Gotta be the damage. Because he just, like, I mean, maybe. Whoa. Okay, so then Sabine Explosives Artist swings in for 3. Because,
Yeah,
like,
Myth
he just
gotta be
removes
king.
event. Like, well, it's interesting. I guess you could do it and try to run him out of cards in hand. I just don't think that's necessarily going to be where you win this one.
No,
I
it's
think
not.
you want to try and race before he gets to like potential endgamey stuff. Another
Yeah.
Sabine Explosives Artist, a Sabine Ping, and a Green Squadron A-Wing. Chris
He
asked, did he trigger K2? Yeah, he did. He went for the
he
3
did.
damage. 14 damage on Otto's base now. Bossk poised to remove Sabine Wren, but we aren't in range of that super laser blast yet. It's going to be another turn before that can see play. And the Avenger is similarly not something that can be played here. Fleet Lieutenant buffs the A-Wing, 5 damage to base. The damage is adding up, 19 damage. Power of the Dark Side, and Titan, of course, chooses to lose his Fleet Lieutenant, brings out another A-Wing, and fires a ping. I think Otto is probably going to go with the Super Laser Blast here.
Yeah, I think there's no way. No way you don't blast on this next turn.
20 damage on Otto's base. The Super Laser Blast will clear his own Bossk, but it will also clear these A-Wings, which he otherwise doesn't have an answer for. I think Otto has really not been as strong in the space arena as he has in the ground arena, and I'm not sure he has an answer to these A-Wings other than the black. Oh,
Oh,
but
he
it's
goes for the
Supreme Leader
Snoke.
Snoke. Okay, so Snoke's an interesting play here. Doesn't clear the A-Wings, but it leaves Bossk on the board. The problem is Bossk can't attack. The A-Wings can still swing in and deal 1 damage each because they have Raid 2. So Snoke is giving both those A-Wings -2/-2. They are now so they're essentially -1/1s with Raid 2 though. So it ends up being 1 damage when they attack. And Titanic could potentially also buff them. A Red 3 here would allow him to deal 4 damage with those A-Wings. And we could potentially see other stuff here. You know, we could see the Falcon. It doesn't look like there's going to be Red 3 at least. 1 A-Wing swings in for 1. Otto is, if I'm Otto, I'm probably just passing here so that Bossk can potentially swing into any ground unit that gets played. But you know, that chip damage is going in. 1 damage from each A-Wing swing, and then 1 damage from Sabine Wren. So we are now at 23 damage on Automatic's base. Titan needs to, so some For a Cause I believe in here would be excellent for Titan, as is the Deadpool points out in chat. Where are those For a Causes? Yeah, I mean, For a Cause would be great here. The Falcon would be additional damage. If Otto's passing, then Cassian would not be additional damage, but it's a little interesting here. I was really anticipating that Super Laser Blast, but Snoke is another option and does have some utility. What is this? Styx. Wrecker. I am surprised to see Wrecker in a Sabine yellow deck, but Wrecker fires off the discard a resource for 5 damage to Bossk, clears Bossk, and then Wrecker is a powerful unit of his own, but Snoke can attack into him and clear him. Otto is getting shipped down though. Endless, what do you think about this?
I'm just in awe because it's like Wrecker is an interesting it's an interesting pick. Usually you put him in an ECL deck because you get the on
Right.
attack, or you get
But
the overwhelm.
the 5 damage there clearing out Bossk. Okay, so
Right. So
Snoke
Snoke.
kills Wrecker, taking 5 damage in the process,
Yeah.
and A-Wing swings in for a ping. Only 6 HP
And there's
left.
Avenger. Yeah.
Avenger, but it clears the damaged A-Wing.
Wing leader.
Leader,
That's
the
huge.
Wing Leader instantly dies because of Snoke's ability. That Wing Leader should just be removed, but the when played ability does go off, and it buffs the A-Wing there. And
Yeah.
now that A-Wing can swing for 3 more damage, leaving Automatic in a perilous position.
Yeah. I
That
don't know
Wing
why
Leader
that
should
wing
not
leader.
be on the field here.
Yeah.
Snoke should kill it immediately. Automatic swings in for 3, or Titan swings in for 3 on Automatic's base, and then we see Sabine's ping. This is
Two.
a major play issue. That Wing Leader should
Yeah.
not be on the board
2
because
HP.
Okay,
Yeah.
and it looks like they catch it. It looks like they
They
catch it. That's
caught it,
good.
yeah.
That's good. Okay, so now Automatic is in the like mega danger zone here. He
Yeah.
has taken 20. Is it 28 damage?
Yeah, it's looking like 28
So
to me.
his Avenger can clear this A-Wing, but he dies to 2 Sabine pings, he dies to 4 Akaz, he dies to Sabine plus Falcon. The question is, can he get some healing to get out of this position that he's in? Make an opening. That's going to be a debuff and a heal 2. Oh, that is also a play error. That should not kill. That should be alive with 1 HP left.
They just fixed that, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, they see it. They see it. So
Yeah, but
that
make an opening to nerf the damage at least.
I think the make it. Oh,
Heroic
heroic
sacrifice.
sacrifice. Is that lethal? So wait, no, it's -4. It's -4. So it only hits for 3. It only hits for 3. So I think
Yeah.
it leaves him on 1 HP. But
Yeah.
but if he doesn't heal right now, he will die to Sabine's ping. He has to have a healing card. If he doesn't have a healing card, it's game
Yeah.
over.
He needs vigilance.
Does
He needs.
Automatic have something to escape from Sabine's? I'm not seeing it in hand. I think this is going to be a win for Titanic.
Wow, Titanic coming back from the grave, practically.
No, Otto just swings. Otto just swings with Snoke, and Sabine's ping wins the game for Titanic. Well done to Titanic.
Really nice job. Offers
There's
the
the
shake.
handshake.
Wow, bravo to these two players. What a game.
Man, that was an exciting match. We really saw the some crazy plays from both decks in this case. I think the winning play this game, for my money, was when Titanic used his Spark of Rebellion to clear the Force choke, and then fired off Bamboozle to deal with the Childson as well.
Yeah, that was the pivotal moment in the game right there, was certainly that sequence.
What a
Sparking
match.
into Bamboozle. Yeah.
Thanks for watching and supporting Maclunky Gaming. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.